Other thing that I'm trying to explain is the difference between a self-signed certificate and a certificate that is being signed by the root authority. For all those certificates that are seen with this red mark is being authoritated by a root certificate. Okay, this root certificate, and whereas all the self-signed certificate in this architecture is is been signed by the company that is providing the IoT solution, and all that self-signed certificate is not bound to expiry, while all the signed certificates via root certificate is being bound to expiry. So you can see what is the loophole, that IoT device and the server may break the communication path if the IoT device that is storing the certificate of the server is expired. Okay, so basically, how can we make this IoT device up to date with the certificate of the server? Okay, at this end, this is the biggest challenge. It is like replicating the browser functionality on the IoT device. So how can we make sure that these two certificates, that the IoT device that stores this server certificate is being actually been updated? So I have used the cell sign certificate on the architecture, as you can see. Through these cell sign certificates and through a security mechanism, we can make sure that the certificate of this server is up to date on the IoT device. And if it is not up to date, after some period of time, we will blacklist that IoT device. Okay, and I will show you how a communication is being done in the network. IoT device sends the public key to the server. Server will check the public key via this certificate that is self-signed by the IoT device solution company, okay, and solution providers. And the same way, the server will send its public key to the IoT device, and the IoT device would validate that public key with the help of the stored certificate of that server. Okay, it won't go to the root CA as in the case of the browser, because computationally it would be hard for the IoT device to go through the chain of certificate for the validation. Okay, so rather what I have used is that it will store this certificate that is bound to expiry. That is the challenge. I have to make this certificate, and this certificate, that is the IoT device that is storing the certificate, should be in synchronized with the updated certificate. Okay, otherwise a chain of trust between all the entities would be broken. And how I make sure that this two certificate remains up to date via this all signed certificates. Okay, I'm assuming that in my architecture that all the signed certificates are not bound to expiry. It will be renewed over the period of time, but it won't be bound to expiry. These certificates are not bound to expiry. This certificate, while the red mark certificate are bound to expiry, because this has been validated by a third party uh, authority. So this validates the public key of the server, this validates the public key of the IoT device via this certificate and via this certificate. They change the asymmetric key, they change the symmetric key between them, and they establish a communication path. Okay. Now what happens in my architecture, if for let's say this is going to expire, okay, the certificate is going to expire. So 30 days prior 30 days prior to its expiry, this server will issue a request to the IoT device to update or to store a new certificate. Okay, and this IoT device would then make a call to the server to get the new certificate, and the new certificate will be sent over the air. That what we call as over the air update. So on the over the air update, I would fetch the newly created server certificate through this link that is encrypted, and I will store it on the IoT device. And what if it happens that some IoT devices are not able to update 30 days prior to the expiry, then that IoT device would have a expired certificate with it. Then how to update that expiry certificate? For all those IoT devices that are not able to update its server certificate, it would go through another path that is known as renew server certificate through renew server. How this would be done is that first the renew server will send a public key to the IoT device. The IoT device would send the public key to the server, and server would check the IoT device public key via this certificate that has been stored in the renew server. Okay. Then the server would send a public key back to the IoT device, and the IoT device would validate that public key of this renew server via this cell sign certificate. Okay. And then they establish a strong communication path. IoT device then would request a new certificate to the renew server will send a new certificate, and in this fashion the IoT device would have a new certificate that is being sent via an encrypted path. Okay. And the bound is that all the cell sign certificate are bound to hacking. Okay. And so what we have done is that over the period of time we periodically update all the cell sign certificates on the network. But the updates to the cell sign certificate will only be restricted via a communication path that is being done through a root sign certificate. Okay, like only IoT device and server can update all the cell sign certificates. Okay. So in this fashion, and if it all happens that the IoT device is not able to update its certificates after a specific period of time, in our platform we will blacklist that IoT device. Okay. In this way the whole system is being designed. So as you can see, there is a chain, there is a round chain. There is a round chain, circular chain, cycle that has been formed, and once the cycle is formed, no one will break. And if at all, if anyone is able to break it, we would detect it in our server side, and at the same time, we will blacklist that IoT device. So this way we can manage. So in the next video, I will show you how I address this solution in a more theoretical fashion.